Here we go. And we are here after some changes and updates and delays. We've been talking for how long now? And we figured let's put this thing together and kick it off. I think we've been about probably last year, maybe a little bit beforehand. And I talked to Preston and some other people about the same thing, that you guys are the football gurus, with the drafts and the player film and all that kind of stuff, analyzing players and things like that. And you guys do great stuff, great work, great homework on that. And then we put together great events. So I thought, everybody, and then instead of talking about X's and O's like we talked about, like every news station, every sports station, everything after the game, before the game, all the X's and O's and yardage, it's how do we, it's just been on my heart a little bit, how do we make it more meaningful? And everybody looks up to these players, in some great ways. And they're such an influence. They have the platform. So let's just kind of pick their brain on life lessons and how to inspire others, how to encourage others. And we just thought it's a great platform to do that, and how they can maybe make a difference. So why not take some of their life lessons and how they handled situations and apply it to real life and focus on, we always talk, I call it my 4 F-bombs with 2 more. And we go, we'll focus in the areas of faith, football, or faith, family, finances, fitness. And then of course we'll add some fun and some football. So, we'll let you guys do the football expertise there. And we'll carry on with some of the fun and meaningful facts as well.
You've definitely, with your events, Barry, you've definitely got the fun covered.
Yeah, we just try to, that's I think the main thing too. It's like, how do you treat other, world today with it's so crazy and it's so much noise out there. How do we give people a good experience? They can walk away and like, wow, we get all kind of people, all kind of walks of life, and just to kind of experience something different and be treated different, unlike the world. And that's the goal for everything. And like I said, we've been talking about this for a long time, and I figured why, who better than to start off with a guy who kind of help me get started with everything, and he'll be logging on here in a second. So I guess before we get started, I want to give a shout out to our sponsors of the show, Toto's Botanicals. I have to get their new logo to you too as well, Paul. They got a new logo they launched, and De Leon Tequila. They've been with us a long time now. And of course, then the home of the ultimate Cowboys player and fan meet and greet events, Toyota Music Factory live on the Texas Lottery Plaza. We do that the day before home games, and we have all the dates and times this year. We can get into maybe the last segment, of some of that. And they're going through some new things and add some really cool stuff to the plaza area too. It's going to make it even more fun and exciting and create to a great experience. We're talking about having some other live stuff during our event to even make it more entertaining, like some cornhole tournaments and things like that. So it's just and maybe Sam gave us that idea from last. He get out and play with some fans and kicked it around with some people and made it a lot of fun. So that was a little different twist to everything as well. So how you guys doing? What's new in the UK world, and then we'll talk about too the last segment as far as making the trip across the pond for the Thanksgiving extravaganza.
We're getting a little bit of Texas heat over here, aren't we, Paul?
Oh yes, definitely. So I don't know what the temperature is in Fahrenheit, but it's like 27 degrees Celsius here in Scotland. I don't know what it is in Wales, but it is really warm.
The times 3?
30?
30, yeah.
Wow, so that's about what? In the high 90s?
Wow, that is crazy. We're got a couple of days, I think next week, I think we're going to hit a 102, 103, I think is the high. So they're talking, I think starting tomorrow, it's going to be 95 to 103 for the next 10 days that we know about anyway. So.
Yeah, it's quite funny because we come over, Paul will know this too. We're coming over, as you mentioned, we're making the trip, 25th anniversary. So it's all big, it's all big and bright. Yeah. So
we have to make it special. The boys from the UK are coming over.
Well, we're coming over, but we come over like for Thanksgiving in November, and it's quite funny because everybody in Texas is in coats and jeans and woolly hats, and there's us lot, the British lot over there in shorts and t-shirt. You're like, no, this is like our summer.
No. Let me correct you, Mike. We're not going to be wearing t-shirts at all. We'll be walking about topless in the winter.
Yeah. Boobies out.
Yes. So I'm just looking at the comments just now for you, Barry. So already we're getting some questions. We're getting a lot of love coming in. So our good friend Barry Gibson from Build Different Group.
Speaking with him yesterday.
Yeah, so he's asking, who are you having for the home opener experience? Any players? Thank you.
We're definitely having players. So we'll have at least 3 current players at the meet and greet. We'll have 1 or possibly 2 former players as well. We're going to have all kind of, we have the official DJ of the Cowboys, Blackbeard, which we all know him. He does great stuff. He's out at the pregame. He does at the stadium. I think he's going to make most of them this year, from what I'm being told. So that's awesome. And of course, then we start off the event with the world famous Cowboys.
Oh yeah,
that don't get any better than that to start off an event with. So, but yeah, we'll have we're going to add in some different players this year too. We got a lot of some of the newer guys, some of the rookies, and then some of the 2- and 3-year guys that are going to make, I think, a big splash this year.
Can you mention any of the rookies you've got on?
Yeah, I know we got Peyton Hendershot and Jake Ferguson locked in.
Yeah.
We'll probably have a rotation of Damone Clark, Jabril Cox. Of course, Sam Williams is the crowd favorite. And
he's also the UK Cowboys favorite after his shout out.
I know. He gets the video shout out, and Sam is he's just awesome. I mean, we gave his game-worn jersey away in his big sack game last year, multi-sack, game.
Did you send him the article I wrote on him, mentioning him?
No, you know what? You got to remind me about that. Did you send that to me?
Yeah.
Oh, you did? Oh my gosh, my apologies.
Yeah, you're all right. You're okay.
I got to get that. To you.
You're all right.
So, of course, and then Michael Gallup, we expect a big year from him. And then some of the rookies we're reaching out now to get them in the mix as well. Some of the promising ones. I'll hear more.
A little Mozzie? Do you think a little Mozzie Smith?
We're going to give it a shot. Of course, we had Tyler Smith last year, the number 1 pick. So we got to kind of maybe keep that streak alive and Mozzie out as well. I just think that was just a really, really valuable pick there. So I see Preston says device is not connected. So let's see what's going on.
Yeah, I think he's so we're having a special guest with Preston Pearson coming onto the show, but we think he's having some issues with his camera at the moment. So once he has that solved, we will have him on the show, folks.
Yeah, always good to have that. Be interesting to get his take on the Dirty Dozen. You probably remember that, Barry, do you?
What's that?
The Dirty Dozen that he was part of, the draft, the 12 rookies back in the 70s.
Well, that was, and he was in fact, I think he was the 12th round, So
yeah. Crazy. And when you think like there's those players that went on to become, the doomsday defense, got to ask those questions.
Let me text him because I told him he just really had to click on that link, but let's see here.
What he may need to do, I know we're kind of like troubleshooting on air, which doesn't make for good show, but he needs to allow probably that he's pressing it and it'll ask you to allow for the media devices.
Yeah, your camera and your microphone, if it's on your phone or whatever, and that's so we just need to accept that. But
you'll need to allow.
We will have Preston on shortly once we can get the technical difficulties sorted, folks.
But what is crazy is, we're not that far away, Paul. This is the first time me and you have spoken to each other in about a month.
No, it's been less than that.
Well, you think I've been on holidays, so there was that week. You was busy last week. Didn't speak to you the week before either. Yeah, it's gonna be about a month.
Maybe.
I know, obviously on the phone, but I mean on air, like.
Yeah. I mean, Although I was going to send you a picture later on today. Later on, I just got some new cigars in, so I'll send you a picture of that.
I always worry when you send pics. I'm like, oh no, what's going to happen
dear.
this time?
So Barry, we do have Jason Baker asking if it's possible to send him some brochures so he can get some of the Florida Cowboys fans there for Dallas for 2 games.
Yes, and I need to reach Jason. Just get married. Let's see,
Well, congratulations.
Jason and I go back about 25 years, I think. Also, he's one of the guys. He's been supporting us for a long time and moved to Florida now and things. I used to live in my hometown as well, but I need to reach out to him as well and talk to him. I know he's bringing some family to the Dolphins game, so celebrating Christmas with the family and having some beach, a little bit of beach for Christmas.
Yeah. You can't go wrong with a bit of beach and Florida, Miami, all of that. I mean, it's wild over there.
Yeah, it's kind of a little bit of a
crazy
bummer.
bunch.
It's the Christmas weekend date, but well, I guess we missed the heat anyway for some of that. But it's that's a first for me. I never had Christmas with some beach, so.
Usually it's just desert.
Yeah, I should remember Barry actually sending us a video of him just like, yeah, Merry Christmas, just strolling down the beach. I'm like, pretty much.
They do one here on Christmas Day down in our a beach by us, and obviously it's like you try and give it to you in American temperature. It's like 1 degree, and they do this Christmas thing on the beach where everyone goes in the water for charity. I've never done it, and it does not.
Oh yeah. That seems to be getting really popular. Like there's a lot of places now. I know even up in northeast states where it's freezing outside.
Where it's cold. Yeah. Oh yeah, they do it, and you have people dressed up in Christmas hats. I know we're oddly we're talking about Christmas in the middle of summer, but that's the way I think this show's going to go.
Mm-hmm. Oops. It looks like he's trying on 2 different devices here, maybe.
There we go. Yes. So, well, while we're waiting, what do you want to talk about there, Baz?
Let's I was going to say I can give some figures on them a while, but we can talk about. So the events will have the same format there on the day before at the Toyota Music Factory on the Lottery Plaza. We'll have the entertainment part of it. We'll have prize giveaways. Like I said, we have the official Cowboy DJ. So we get the Blackbeard. We'll have all kind. And then we're going to roll out a lot of new stuff this year too, since it is the 25th year anniversary. We're going to even have more kind of points of interest there at the event, some activities. And then throughout this season and on our Facebook, on our social media, we're going to have all kind of contests this year. We're going to have some charity events. We have our own charity now. We're going to roll out a membership program. And of course, now the off the field platform here that we're doing now, we're going to roll that out. So we got some really fun stuff that we're going to, really try to make this season really special. So, I want to acknowledge too, there's been 13 people that are still helping out, from time to time and, have been with me for the 25 years. And of course, then our core group, which most of especially Paul knows all those people that have been with me over 10 years, 10 or more years. And I'll put a special post out on them next week as well. And, I can't do this by myself. I can't, they've been so instrumental and such a great part of helping and relying and, they do the same thing. They just want to treat people in great ways, make them feel special, and just have such an awesome staff. So,
yeah. So obviously the first week is against the Giants, so away game there on the road,
right?
So are you gonna, because you're missing that extra week, you're gonna up the ante for the first home game?
Yeah, we always try to make the first one really big. It might be an extra player, so it might be some extra activities. Last year we had Sheriff the Horse, so we had a live horse at our event.
Yeah,
you never, it's crazy. You never know what we're gonna have. We have We had the sheriff, the horse out there. He went viral. I mean, rode his horse in Walmart after one of the games.
That's right. Yeah,
one of the games. And then Slim, our buddy Slim, who's awesome, and been working with him and friends with him for a long time too. He brings a live turkey. Actually, you'll meet Tom the turkey on Thanksgiving. He brings out his turkey, and of course, then last year with Kenny's Shark Dance contest, we had a costume character dressed in a shark outfit. We'll probably have him making more appearances this year, and then some other character type people as well. Everybody likes to get pictures with mascots and kind of characters. So we got some other, I think, things we're working on now that hopefully we'll have some announcements as we go along here over the next couple of weeks. We'll keep updating some people with some things.
Yeah. So I'm just going to go back to the comments again. So Ultra Cowboys asking.
Yeah, there he is.
Yep. If he's going to ask this question, why didn't you do something like Cowboys draft experience like you would do with their away games? So do something, go to the draft, I assume, do something there for all the Cowboys fans. It's potentially something.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be neat to, maybe as far as interaction with the fans, we don't have a lot of demand for it, but it is, I mean, there's a lot of people that go to those things. And it's something we could look into, just, at least maybe setting up with the same hotel for everybody and hang out. And I know the Pro Bowl's in Vegas again. We had some people out there last year making some good contacts with some of the players, and we're probably going to do some kind of, get-togethers and packages this year, because that's Super Bowl's then in Vegas the next week. But for the Pro Bowl, I think we're going to go out there and have some fun and cut it up with the fans and things like that as well, and do some player kind of activities also.
Because I tell you what's interesting that might be worth looking at is a couple of weeks ago they announced that the East-West Shrine Game is going to be held in Frisco from now on.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
it's interesting. Yeah,
is at the Star. So I don't know how it'll work. It'd be interesting to see how it'll all fit and squeeze together. I mean, the complex is big enough, but yeah, that could be to roll in with any draft plans, because it's not too far for you to travel to do anything.
Yeah, for sure.
For yourself, where you are, it's not that far of a drive to Frisco.
Yeah, it's not that not that bad. I wonder if I've been texting Preston, so I'm trying to see what his.
Yeah. So I just sent you a message there, Barry. So
yeah, I just forwarded that over to him. So I wonder if I can kind of.
Yeah, because he is connected, but it just doesn't seem to be that his webcam and his microphone is set up. So
he hasn't accepted it.
Yeah, or he needs to go into the settings and select the devices that he needs to use. So, but rest assured, we will have him on, folks.
We'll get there. Yeah. So at this stage, it's kind of like because you're expecting to be into natter about Preston, about everything. It's kind of like trying to fill the gaps now at the moment.
Yeah.
Always leave it to technology to mess up your plans, mate. That's the way it works.
Yeah, I know for sure.
Yeah, Paul knows all about that.
Oh yeah, certainly. I have to work with it every day. So
is there? Can I? I'm trying to think if I could kind of do a. No, I guess I can't really do a Zoom with him and then plug in. I guess can I?
No, that won't work. You could do a share screen, but the amount of data that you'd be ripping, it'll just kill your stream.
Looks like he's trying again now.
Yeah. So I mean, we've got loads of plans as well in terms of. I mean, in fact, it was on Friday when Paul, me and you spoke, and we were going through all the plans about when we come over to the Cowboys Experience meet and greet.
I'm so excited, man. So excited.
It's gonna be so much fun, and we got loads of plans for how to get people interacting with the show when the meet and greet, the Thanksgiving meet and greet's happening. Multiple cameras. Try and get the stage on there is the biggest thing. We're going to try and get as much of the stage and the event going on.
Yeah, I think the biggest obstacle is obviously with the background noise. I think that's going to be the biggest obstacle, but we'll find a way. we'll find a way.
Where there's a will, there's a way, mate. There's always a
Yeah.
will. Yeah. I mean, like we'll figure something out. I mean, there's plenty of options, and then there's everything. There he is,
Mr. Mike Bill.
Oh, there he is.
Yep.
Yeah.
Evening, chaps.
Yep. Winner of a Cowboys Experience.
Mike's getting to be a veteran too. He's coming over here. He's been over here a bunch of times.
Do you know he's
season ticket holder?
Not just one, but multiple.
Yeah.
One of these days, he's gonna run out of holiday request forms, and they're gonna say no.
yeah. I know. I guess he takes some extra vacation time, doesn't he?
I don't blame him. I don't know if anyone knows. So Mike is actually a West Ham supporter, and they just won their first major European soccer trophy.
Differentiate.
Recently there. So he is in an ultimate high right now. So congrats to Mike and West Ham United.
The other Mike, not me, Mike.
Yeah, not this one. The one Mike Bill just commented.
Yeah.
You want to hit on anything that maybe the biggest kind of still question mark coming out of OTAs, and then maybe what do you guys think about the maybe a quick overview of the draft? Because I think the last 2 years, I think we hit really good on 5-6 players, and I think we're going to hit good again this year. But what are your thoughts? And I'm still a little nervous about the running back situation. I don't know. I just don't think that. I think they addressed everything. I'm not sure if that's still solid yet. I think there's going to be some changes there. I would think.
For me, I'm more still worried about the offensive line. I always will be, because if one goes down, we just don't have I still don't know if we have enough depth to kind of like cover the bases within the offensive line. So that's always going to be because you can never have too many offensive linemen. I've always kind of said that.
It's true.
But in terms of the running backs, I mean, yeah, we could have probably dipped more into that, but it's a big question mark. Is Tony Pollard going to be the guy? Is Deuce Vaughn going to be an absolute weapon for the Cowboys? Is this Texas Coast offense, I do might add, is going to be somebody.
I want to call it the Tex Coast. Sounds better.
Texas Coast. Nah, Texas Coast, man. You need to see the whole abbreviation of that, Mike. You have to.
Tex Coast is rolling for me.
Yeah, so I think with that, there's so many questions we just don't know what to do yet. And like some of the comments I just kind of mentioned there's Malik Davis as well. So I think we're in an okay position, and also there is potential of Zeke could come back, and there's also the rumor mill of Dalvin Cook, but it's very unlikely because of that magic word, money. So
when it comes to the running back position, it would have been handy to have Preston in on this, but. Yeah. Ideal guy to talk about the running back position, but I think
he is literally here. Like I can see his name popping up on our dashboard, but if for some reason his webcam and microphone doesn't.
Yeah, that's it says. It says he's connected with his devices or something. He just texted me. He just said that he's not sure if his mic or camera is set up to the stream.
He just has to accept it. But anyway, continuing on with the running back for me is that what they're really trying to do is, I think, because a lot of people are speculating about Dalvin Cook and Zeke, like you say, Paul, but I think there's two sides to it. Is they've invested in the guys that they've got. They decided they weren't going to stay invested with Zeke. That money now rolls on, which they've now got. And that's the other side of it. Is one side they want to see in camp what they've got. Let's see what we're working with. Because most running backs as well, like the veteran ones, especially like Dalvin Cook and Zeke, they don't need a training camp. They just need to come in and play. That's it.
I think Malik Davis did really well last year. I mean, I was impressed. I mean, I like what he did, and I feel probably more comfortable with those three versus maybe some of the other names. But I mean, I think Dalvin Cook, you might be getting the same. He's been hurt. The last 2 years had some injuries.
He's had injuries.
Where's he at?
He's had a significant injury. I think he was out for the majority
2
of the
years in a
season.
row. 2 years.
Yeah. So, but I wanted to mention as well is like we're seeing more and more teams in the NFL now going to more of a running back by committee. It's not a pure number one running back anymore. It's all about the rotation, getting all the guys reps now. Because we saw that with Philadelphia, we saw that with Kansas City, and look how successful that became. So I think with how we're going towards with this Texas Coast offense, which is an adaptation of the West Coast offense, I think it really is going to complement getting more players, more reps, and actually be utilized in their natural position.
And that's really, really important, right, Paul? Because the big thing with this for me, right, is this is Tony Pollard's first year as the prime running back. He's RB1. But to me, when you think of Tony Pollard, you think of the way that he plays, and you look at his size, and you look at his build, and all the intangibles with him. Like last year is like, 250 snaps as a running back, splitting them with Zeke. I really think that's where you need to keep Tony, especially if he's your RB1, because when you're trying to play these off-tackle runs and he's got, he's great explosive player, good agility, insane amounts of acceleration. When you look at that, what you don't want to happen is you get down the back end of the season is he's coming up to like 400 snaps and all that's starting to deplete. Like you're seeing a lesser Tony Pollard. I think one of the reasons last season why Tony Pollard was so effective was that he was splitting snaps with Zeke. Zeke was then taking the brunt and the bruises, and then Tony Pollard was mopping up behind. That works. If they try and make Tony Pollard an RB1 in the traditional sense, it's gonna flounder as we get further down the line.
The best way to kind of describe the whole relation, the partnership of Zeke and Tony is Zeke is the hammer, and Tony's the nail. That's the best. There we go.
Speed. I think Malik Davis has some of that explosiveness that could take that. Again, we'll have to see what happens in leading up to training camp or at training camp, and then like you said, Zeke and Dalvin Cook don't need training camp too much. I mean Zeke knows. If worse comes to worse, if these other guys are fizzling out, they might adjust that anyway. I don't know.
That could be something down the line. Yeah, I think though that you're going to get through at minimum. You're going to get through two of the 3 preseason games before any type of decision on that's going to be. The way I can see it is you call it a running back by committee, but I see it that they're going to carry 4 running backs. They are going to carry all 4, which is crazy because you think they're going to carry 4 tight ends as well. And that's just an insane amount on your roster, 8 guys in 2 positions. So like when you stop and you look at it, I think the running back position is going to be, it's running back by committee in terms of it's Tony Pollard, then the 3 other guys. So that's your committee. It's Tony and the others. So Tony's going to have, say, 250, 300 snaps. The other sort of 200-ish snaps, however many they're going to play on this new Texas Coast offense. They're the rest. That gets bundled out between the other 3. Because I think because of what's happening, Ronald Jones, Rojo, is going to end up staying. I was a bit dubious about whether he was or not, that he was more of a placeholder for during the draft. But I think they need to have a plan for him, certainly in terms of like his size, like what size do they want him to play at? What type does he want to be? Do they want him to be between the tackle guy and put some weight on it? Do they want to keep him leaner and faster? So they really need to have a plan for him, and then that's the way it's going to go. It's going to be those are the other guys.
Yeah. I'm just going to go quickly back to the comments. So I believe, yes, Jason is asking us a question just to kind of move a different direction here. So Jason's asking, what do you guys think about number 35 and his country music singing ability?
Over Sean was, I guess he did some I guess he does. Well, I mean, I guess he could, maybe could sub if they need someone that can't make the national anthem. He could do that, and sing the anthem, and do some pregame and do the Thanksgiving halftime show or something. I
There
don't know.
you go. Now you're thinking on your feet, Barry.
I'm sure we're going to see more of that. The way it seems like, especially him being the rookie. I'm sure they're going to make him kind of do some songs or something for everybody. But that was pretty good, though. That was pretty, pretty entertaining.
That's something you could possibly think of going forward, like the overshown karaoke show.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, there'll be a bit of karaoke going on. I can assure you, Barry. We'll get you up singing when we come over.
American Idol.
I don't know what Preston just said. He just doesn't look like things are set up to converse. So
we can always try him next week. We'll get him on and we'll get everything working for him.
We can do this as at least we know you have everything set up really good, Paul, and everything that way. And we'll just bring. And then I think probably then the week after that, then or either way, we'll have Sam. And we got a little special. We're coming up with a T-shirt for Sam too as well. So I'll give you a fun little twist that we should have it finalized. In fact, him and I talked about it, and I think it's going to be pretty cool. So I'll tell you all about that and a little something because I think he has a goal of 10 sacks this year, and so I think
it's possible.
We're going to have
definitely possible. Yeah,
we have a little something for everybody when he does have a sack. Which as soon as we make that should be official in the next by the next show or two, and I'll talk to you after the show about that too as well. So that'll be fun.
Yeah, the big thing. See, there's a plus and a minus with not Sam Williams, but like with the pass rushes for Cowboys as a whole, is that the positive is obviously Dan Quinn. That's the biggest positive. You know what I mean?
That's been the MVP re-sign the last 2 years. Sure.
Easily. Like I thought that was it. I thought when we finished last season, I was like, well, there we go. We've just squandered a brilliant chance on the defense, and he's back again. And you're just like, oh, do you know? Here's a question, right? Maybe some of the people who are listening as well can answer this. Do you think, right, based on the fact, and I come back to the Sam Williams, I go off on these tangents, you get used to it. But do you think, right, the fact that Dan Quinn this was maybe one of his biggest opportunities, right, to get a head coaching job. When you think about it, the vacancies that were open, the type of teams that were looking for head coaching, not just experience, but somebody who's decent in the doing that sort of job. Do you think, though, that he passed up on all of that to stay as defensive coordinator for the Cowboys, that this really means Dan Quinn's invested in Dallas and he's not interested in going at all? That he's waiting now for his opportunity in Dallas to move up?
I think that's probably that's the next case, best case scenario is just us elevating. So, yeah,
doesn't seem to want to be going anywhere.
No, not at all. And he's had plenty of offers
this season.
Yeah, that's the thing. And I don't know how many of those right positions there are there for him or right fits that he likes, because if not, I mean, I don't know. I just think he really. I think the Bond and the the defensive players, I think they love him. I think it's just a great marriage there. I think they really look up to him. They love him, and I think he's, I think he wants to win it here. I mean, I really, I don't know him, never talked to him, but I just think it's. I think he just feels like he wants to get it done and get the ring, so he wants to do it with these guys.
It's just like I just think about it, and you're like you think not the season just gone, the season before that, and you're like, yeah, he's probably gonna move. Possibly there's a chance he'll stay, but like to me, I was just like, there's no chance he's staying there. There's too many head coaching opportunities here for him. He's had another massive season as a defensive coordinator. He's gone. This is it. He has to go. And he didn't. He didn't want to move, and he was quite vocal in terms as well. When you think about it, that he was like, no, I'm happy to stay here. I want to win here. So I believe that this is now Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn is the coordinator. You know, you've got Mike McCarthy doing his thing. He's not getting unseated. Like, people keep saying, if the Cowboys don't make at least the NFC Championship this year, he's in a hot seat. I think that's wrong. Mm-hmm. He's done a pretty good job when you think of, like,
and
how he started, COVID year and everything.
Yeah.
When you put things in perspective, like our record and stuff, don't get me wrong, there has been moments under Mike McCarthy, but it's more, I would say, it's more towards the offense in that way. Not to shame the buck on Kellen Moore or anything like that, but there has been some questions. But in terms of the elevation from where we started from in the COVID year in 2021 to this year, we have our records are getting better and better. So, and we're not slowing down. So,
yeah,
I tell you what we should get on this show, right, Paul? Because I'm telling you now, it would work. Where we could ask questions about this with is Adam Durdy.
I was just about to say that because Adam Durdy, the defensive lineman coach, would be has been fantastic. He's been a breath of fresh air for.
Yeah. Let's work. We can work on that.
We can sort that out. We could really overpower you, Barry, with 3 British people on the show.
No. Oh my gosh. What am I?
Yeah. Yeah, guys, in the comments, if you would like to see us try and get Aidan Durdy, the defensive lineman coach, just hit us with a like on the comments or say yes.
Okay. Now you just gave me an idea. I'm going to write down. I'm going to surprise you guys, and maybe I just got an idea in my head. So we're going to work on that. So Preston, we'll do. He just said let's do next. I'll call him afterwards here, and I'll call him. We'll start off. I mean, and some of the facts with him, of course, we know that the big thing. I talked to him at lunch the other day, and I never, out of all these years, I never asked him, and that's what I want. One of the first questions I want to ask him is that you didn't play it down in college football. So he played with 3 legendary coaches. He was drafted by Don Shula, Chuck Knox, and Tom Landry. I mean, my goodness, it's, it doesn't get any better than that almost. And so, how did all that happen? How did all that happen? And I actually, I have something I took off the wall so my first time, the first game I seen Preston play, that I got tickets. They were at the old Texas Stadium in 1978. $5 for the upper level tickets and $10 downstairs. So how about that?
Yeah,
my bill for 37 tickets was $210.
You wouldn't get 1 ticket for that now.
Wow, it's the old ticket there.
Wow. So
envelope I had to pick up from him.
I know, obviously, because you've told us the story before, but just for the show, you said Preston was a big part in helping you get started with the Cowboys Experience Media. What was it then? What was the thing that he did, Baz?
Well, I think the main key, the big key there too was his wife Janie Tilford. God bless her, and she's up above, probably watching us now. She'll be here next week, but she did a lot of the player that they've always had a big show in New Jersey, and Janie would book all the players. Yeah. So she actually coordinated a lot of that in the beginning. Ed and Preston and Drew were really good friends. So those are the 3 buddies that kind of started everything off. And but Preston
is that Pro Style?
Pro Style Associates, yeah. So Janie and Preston ran Pro Style Associates, and then Janie was, she did a lot of that behind the scenes work and contracts and dealing with agents and all that kind of stuff. Back in the day when it was all structured, she was like the person. She was like the person. And did all that kind of stuff. She was awesome. In fact, it's funny. I'll tell you a little story. We kept the tradition because, and this I got from Janie, little things like this, but she always put in the players' bags was the Sharpies and a little hand gel. And so it was pretty cool. So here, that's before this COVID, before anybody, we've used hand gel for 25 years, and now everybody has it in their car, and there's the perks and, everything else. And Janie started all that. We kept up that tradition, and every event, always think about Janie because just little things like that, it was pretty awesome. In fact, I'll tell you another story about Drew. So Drew, a lot of times, he started doing that fist pump all the time.
Yeah.
That started because of the hand gel. So after it's done, there's
I'm with
always
you.
fans. Oh, one more autograph. Oh, can I? They chase the player walking out or say, oh, can I get one more? So he would
Shaking
fist pump it
hands.
because he already gelled his hands.
Yeah,
So he would fist
Makes
pump.
sense.
And
Yeah.
so that's how, and he still does it today. A lot of times he'll fist pump most of the time,
And that came from Janie's thing with the hand gel with Pro Style.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Funny how it
unbelievable.
works around like.
Yeah, unbelievable. And like I said, that's 20, 25 years. That was always packed in for her events, and always had to have the hand gels and just awesome stuff. But yeah, she was great. She did it all and worked all the behind the scenes and got all the players and things like that. So it's been awesome. So, I mean, they even saw something in Romo back in the day, just, back in the day when they saw something in Tony. We had Tony out when people didn't even want his autograph. He was third string, and be like, well, who's this guy? And he'd say, come on, I'll sign everything you need. He'd be signing 8 different things for people.
Now it's very hard to even get.
I know his world changed a little bit, I guess.
Oh yeah, slightly. Yeah.
But
I mean,
sorry. I was just gonna say, becoming the starter, becoming the passing leader, dating celebrities. He's now family. Now he's a Cowboys legend. Now he's a legend on the microphone. Now, like with his analysis.
He's another guy, and just a great athlete at everything, golf and basketball. I mean,
his golf is.
He just won a couple.
I will say I can outdrive him.
A month or so ago, we were out and supporting a little, but he won that the local event here. He's going on the last day. I think he was 5 strokes down and came back and won it.
I've told you before to tell him I can outdrive him, just to wind him up.
I would love to see that, Mike. I would love to see you try and do that. I would happily put like $50 in a row to outshine you.
It doesn't have to go straight; just needs to go far, mate.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm like Happy Gilmore. I'm like a silverback gorilla with a baseball bat trying to hit a golf ball.
That's crazy when you think how far away you are from St Andrews, the home of golf.
Yeah, I'm. How far am I from St Andrews? I'm about.
It's not that far.
No, I'm about 60 miles away.
Yeah, it's not that far. I've played on there.
I'm more closer to Turnberry, Donald Trump's golf course in Ayrshire. I'm closer to that.
Hey, out, careful now, because he's in the news at the moment. We don't want to be going there.
No.
Yeah. So I guess we can leave it with some people and fans to think about. So Preston, just a little homework for him, but some FYI on him. So not bad to have a 14-year NFL career, not playing any college football at all, playing in 5 Super Bowls, 3 different teams. He had, I guess, almost 10,000. I mean, he had 2 kickoff returns for touchdowns.
That's right. Yeah.
17 rush TDs, 13 receiving TDs. So, not bad for not playing, college football. And that's what I wanted to add. I mean, he was a great basketball player. I mean, remember Cassie Russell back in the day, they were the big stars that battled each other in the state there. But, and then of course later in his career, to me, I think it was just just such a testament of being such a team player. I mean, you want him to receive, he'll receive. You want to run the kickoffs back, and things like that. And then later on in his career, just was the Mr. Third Down, and just and his hands are, like 2 feet long. I mean, it's just he was
yeah. I mean, like when you think about it, he changed the game, and he was the Cowboys' starting running back till Tony Dorsett got there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So before we kind of move on, I'm just going to bring in some questions. So we have Joe, our good friend from Italy. It's actually here.
Oh, there you go. Awesome.
Yep. So he is asking, where were you when Drew Pearson caught the miracle catch against Minnesota, Barry?
Where was I? Whew, that's a good question. I know I wasn't in the stands, but I have I guess I have a great. I guess I'll probably have to say that off there with Drew at the stadium when he was inducted into the Ring of Honor at the stadium, and there's a 3-section of the catch up on the one floor. And there's the 3 different segments, and so when he was in the ring monitor that day with all the press and everything else, he's just had to make sure the press wasn't around, and he just wanted to honor those great Minnesota fans one more time. So I'll leave it at that. So so that was pretty funny. But yeah, I'm not sure where I was. I was probably, I know I wouldn't have been at my parents' house because they wouldn't let me. They got to where they wouldn't even let me watch Cowboy games at home because I got too crazy and yelling and loud. And players can't hear you, Barry. They can't hear you. So why are you so loud?
Yeah. Well, he is one then, right? Just to go on a conversation, right? What do you think will be the final record for the Cowboys this year then? Because I've been looking at that quite closely over the last week.
Yeah, I mean, they got some tough road games.
Yeah, that's the issue.
You know, will they win the division? The Eagles are looking good again.
They won't. They won't.
Sorry, they're not the Philadelphia.
Paper,
they're not the Philadelphia Eagles. They're the Georgia Bulldogs. Right?
Yeah, I know. It's like their new logo is that instead of like that bird, that they have a bulldog there. You know, and it's amazing. I mean, Georgia had some talent the last couple of years, no doubt. But again, it's maybe the Super Bowl sort of hangover. I mean, with Holmes, I mean, he's just one, and then everybody else a little bit below. So he's always going to be there, I think. I mean, he's just the best of the best.
Yeah, he's an absolute game changer, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
So you go on, Baz. You go first.
Who's going first, Paul?
No, you, Baz.
Oh, geez.
What's your score? Yeah, come on.
Oh man, I'm.
The host gets to go first.
I'm gonna go on a positive. I'm going to go 11-6. I really have every year we say this. I have this is the year. This is a year, but I don't know. I just have a different feeling this year. I just think I'm going to be pleasantly surprised. I think so.
Yeah. Just for everyone else in the comments as well, be sure to let us know what you think the Dallas Cowboys record is going to be also, because we would love to hear your thoughts and opinions.
You don't have to give questions. Give us your statement.
Yeah. Give us any questions. Ask us more questions about the packages, anything coming up. But yes, so Mike, our good friend from England, he's actually saying 11-6 also. So he's on the same club as you.
There you go, Mike. Good job, buddy.
I'm 11-6.
And Jason Baker's went 12-5.
Yeah, Jason. All right,
that works.
Joe from Italy has went 12-5.
What about you then, Paul?
I'm going to say 12-5.
Okay, you stay positive.
So that's all pretty good then. That's all.
But the question is it going to be enough to win the NFC East? That's the question.
It will be.
Yeah, I think 12-5 will be. I think we'll, even if we usually I think we'll split with the Eagles.
Yeah.
If everybody's if both teams are healthy, I think we probably win 3 out of 4 of the Giants and Redskins. We've kind of owned the Giants the last couple of years, so
I think the Giants overachieved last season.
Yeah. I agree.
We're not sold on their quarterback, so and who knows what's going to happen. I mean, I don't know how you go into the season with Sam Howell as the Redskin quarter. I mean, that's
Washington.
That France. I mean, just and they might have another new name this year because they got new ownership probably in the process. I mean, what a grease fire,
they've had so many for Washington, and I feel sorry for Michael, especially our good friend Michael Tovar, who is part of Cowboys Experience.
We're gonna change. I told him he's not even Blackbeard's giving him a hard time. So this is the year he's done, or you don't get paid.
Because when you really do think about it, they've had golden opportunities to really name Washington under a really good moniker to represent the United States, and they haven't.
But do you think it's the capital?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So there was other names that sounded that's you know what, that actually sounds pretty cool, but they actually went for the worst option.
I know.
Didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
But that's what happens. But
I mean, I think I like even the Washington football team better than Commanders. I don't know.
Yeah.
And that says something.
You know, and they want to.
You'd rather them have no name.
They want to get all politically correct. Well, the Commanders are the ones who killed the Indians back in the day. So, like, what? That didn't make any sense. You know. So
there's so many cool names that you can have there. Do you know what I mean? And
yeah.
There's everything though. Do you know what I mean? And I don't want to bash Washington too much. We're not here to do that. But it's everything from the ground up. And when we talk about the ground up, we're talking their stadium as well. Like that FedEx Field is falling apart.
Oh yeah.
It's a shame because especially for the traveling fans, especially whether you're a Cowboys fan or whoever, and you want to go to an away game and go to Washington. Like we've seen video clips of drainage and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, it's there. I mean, pipes leaking and things like that. It's just, I mean, it's the nice thing about it. There's more Cowboy fans than there are Redskin fans there. I really think that's.
That's another thing we need to mention as well. It's like this is how big the Dallas Cowboys are internationally, not just in America, but internationally. You've got like me and Mike ourselves, and for Jamie, all coming over in November. You've got Mike Bill, who's a season ticket holder. You've got guys coming from Germany this year, coming over for Thanksgiving. You've got guys coming over from Canada, coming over this year. So, like, I don't think many teams have that gravitation pull, unlike the Dallas Cowboys. I think and this is why, like, the Dallas Cowboys are number one in Forbes list in terms of the richest franchise, because they know how to appeal to the international market, how to appeal to the fans. So it is not just America's team, it is the world's team, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Well, let's not forget, too, Washington, D.C., they even named it for the Dallas Cowboys, Washington, D.C., so. Just want to see if you're still awake.
I'm with you, Barry. We're with you. Don't you worry.
All right. Well, I guess we'll reconvene. I guess, and then we'll definitely come out and we'll try to maybe I get a couple extra folks and a couple extra guests next week, and we'll make it even longer and bigger and better. And we'll start off with Preston, and then we'll blow it up a little bit maybe from there. So.
Yep. So yeah, guys. So we will end this up right now. But be sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Be sure to follow Cowboys Experience. Go to cowboysexperience.com for all the information about the packages. Be sure to just hit all the social media, give us a follow, and if you have any questions,
the YouTube channel.
And the YouTube channel as well. So if you have any questions about the packages, Barry's your man here and he's more than happy to help. So, yes.
Okay. Well, appreciate everybody's support. Thanks so much. Thank you guys. You guys are the best. Love you. Cheers.